We don't do review videos. Welcome back to Crossthread Garage Salvage, guys. I'm Steve. This is my daughter, Caitlin. And this week, we are boxing in the bottom of Caitlin's cab on her truck that we cut out last week so we can lower it and get it sitting where it's supposed to be. Which means this week, we're going to be taking sheet metal, plasma cutting it, bending it, and then gluing it back together with a MiG-200 welder from ArcCaptain. And I'm not telling you that because we're doing a review video. I'll say it again. We don't do review videos here. I don't have that kind of credibility, guys. I don't know what I'm doing. Just come on.
He's telling you that because along with our friends at ArcCaptain, we're actually giving away one of these.
All you need to know right now, you got to be subscribed to win. So make sure you hit the subscribe button below and stick with us because there's a few more details on how you get entered to win one of these bad boys for yourself. Now, we're wrapping up the inside here this week, even though I told you in our last video that this would be the one where we work on the cooling system. We're doing this because I don't know what I'm doing with the cooling system yet. I mean, I do know based off measurements we took up front that it's going to go back here somewhere. I'd love to describe it for you because it's going to be awesome. I don't know what it's going to look like yet. So here we are back inside the truck, pretending like this truck wasn't supposed to be finished 2 months ago for Caitlin's 16th birthday. That's not what I was expecting. That's kind of the gist of the whole build at this point.
Well, guys, winter is in full swing here in Northern Ohio, and if you need to know a couple things about us, here it is. Caitlin and I don't do this YouTube thing full-time. She goes to school, plays sports, I have a full-time job, so in the evenings we're working a couple hours a week, maybe. And this evening, it was cold. We had the heater running, the heater's kind of noisy, so we got a lot of time lapses while we were getting this 5x48 piece cut out and cleaned up, and cut into two pieces actually because it's 48 inches wide and the metal brake that I borrowed is only 24 inches wide. Now you can see on this borrowed metal brake here that I'm doing the first bends on both of these pieces, and that's because I've never used a metal brake before. And I figure if I'm going to teach my 16-year-old how to do it, I probably ought to try it once myself. And that's kind of our motto around here. If it's going to get done, somebody's going to have to do it, and there's no reason we can't learn to be the people that do it. So while it looks like this goes pretty quickly because it's time lapse, it actually took quite a bit of work to finesse these two pieces together, both to fit in the back of the cab and to line up with one another.
All right, Caitlin, I think we've got it close enough to put some heat to it anyways. Gracie, are you all right?
How much longer are you going to be out here?
Probably just a few more minutes. Are you getting ready to go to bed?
No, I'm going to open the advent calendar.
Oh. Well, let me prove to Caitlin that sometimes I do know what I'm doing. See that right there?
Wow.
Thanks, Grace.
Slammed that door so hard.
So that seam is going to line up really nicely. Once we weld it and grind it out, you'll never know that we cut that in two. So we're going to have to do a little bit of trimming in here. This is going to have to be trimmed a little bit higher. But basically, just show you one piece here. Did I do that right? There we go. So that's one piece. We're gonna seam it here. We'll probably plug weld it all the way along here. These two pieces are gonna be welded together. And so they'll end up going basically from corner to corner. We'll have to trim a little bit off the corner, and then we're going to have to patch in the side over here. More on that sometime later. All right, Caitlin, what do you say we get this welded into one piece, and then we'll go inside for the night since it's late and you got school tomorrow.
All right. Peace.
All right, now what you've been waiting for is to figure out how to win this welder. So first thing you got to do is
Subscribe.
make sure you're subscribed to this channel and to the ArcCaptain channel. Now that's going to be in the description below. So make sure you're subscribed to both. Like this video and comment on this video. Tell us what you want to do with the welder. Tell us why you need a new welder. That's not going to be relevant when we pick the winner, but you need to comment, you need to like the video, and you need to be subscribed to both channels. That's 4 things. That'll all be in the description below. I'm going to put it on the screen here while I'm talking, so you will have already seen it. When we go to pick the winner, we will do that once we reach 10,000 subscribers. We're almost there. We're close enough that if everyone who watches this video subscribes, I think we can get there. So make sure you got that taken care of. Also, to win, sorry guys, but you're gonna have to be in the US or Canada. That has to do with ArcCaptain and their shipping, their willingness to ship to those 2 places and sell in those 2 places or provide products and warranties in those 2 places. So US and Canada only.
Stop blocking my face.
So you guys, I'm sure didn't see this on the time lapse, but I'll know when I'm editing, but Caitlin just burned a hole in that sheet metal. And so what we're gonna do, so this is a synergic system.
Yeah, we need to synchronize and we need to synergize.
Which, I don't know what that means, other than that volts and amperages are tied together when it's turned on. When it's not turned on, you can adjust volts and amperage independently if you got enough information and training to know what you're doing with that. If you're like me or Caitlin and you're just looking for an easy way to burn metal, you can turn on the synergic setting and dial that back. Now I've been using this MiG-200 for several months now, and when they offered it to Caitlin to help her learn how to weld, we basically told them we don't do review videos, but I do want to show you a few things here so you can see what you're winning here if you're the winner of our 10,000 subscriber giveaway. You can go through here and change the wire size that you're using. We were using 0.030. That's where I'm going to put it back, but you can go 0.035, 0.040, or 0.023. For most of us doing sheet metal welding, not doing automotive frames or bridges, we probably don't need a 0.040. Changing between a mode here, I can go to stick welder, TIG welder, MIG with a gas shield, or MIG, oh, excuse me, that's the MIG with the gas shield. The other one was the flux core with the shielded wire itself if you're welding without gas. We are using a CO2 gas, and so you can do CO2, you can do mixed argon CO2 gas, you can switch it to a flux core so there's no gas. You've got your aluminum and MIG settings there. You've got settings here for stitch welding, spot welding, seam welding. I've never done it because I don't know enough to know what I need to do. But you can actually change the settings on here for your pre and post flow gas so that your welding surface remains completely inert. There's no oxidization and therefore no porosity in your weld. Super powerful machine. Now, we ground down some welds there, but look at how thoroughly she welded that. Didn't quite get the grinder in the corners here. I can feel a high spot there that should come down, but honestly, for what we're doing, that's pretty good. Look at how straight that is too. Not too much heat, didn't warp it. Man, I'm actually impressed both with her and with this guy. Now, part of the benefit of this machine is that it's not just that it's able to run on 110 or 220. It's not just that it's portable enough to carry out into the driveway or leave on a welding cart. It's not that it can do MIG welding, TIG welding, aluminum, spool welding, gasless flux core MIG welding, stick welding. It's not any of that stuff. The best part about this is it holds the big roll of wire. I mean, not as big as my Lincoln, sure, but I can't TIG weld with that. I can't flux core weld with that. I can't stick weld with that, but I could put a decent sized spool of wire. I mean, that's enough wire to go to the moon and back twice, which would be approximately 2 times more than anyone's actually ever gone to the moon before.
Because we didn't go there.
I'm just kidding, guys. There's obviously not that much wire in there. All right, now we've got this piece that Caitlin welded together. Can you tell where the weld is? Of course you can. You can see where it's ground down. That piece came right together though. We've got it actually already drilled out for our plug welds. And we just marked these back straps here we just marked these back straps where they need to be cut off so that this can actually go underneath there, and we can weld this to the top of our boxed plate here. So Caitlin's gonna trim those out with a grinder and cutoff wheel. I'll get this out of your way. I think this side's got it. There we go. We'll bring that out to the edge. Push on the back of the cab there. There, yeah. Okay. Almost makes me want to kind of trim some more off here to be able to push that out further so that we don't have to push. I mean, I don't mind bringing the back of that sheet metal in a little bit, but there's enough of a gap there to get a finger in. And we have room to move this back. We can do that. So grab a Sharpie over there off the table. Presumably, if we got a finger here, we need to bring at least a finger off of the ends, right?
I mean, yeah, presumably.
Tapered. What I really don't want to do here is cut too much off of the ends of these. We'll just trim a little, bring it back in, fit it in. We'll be back once we've got it perfected. All right, Caitlin's going to get a couple of plug welds started for us here. We're just going to do the ends, and then we're going to tack the back wall. You guys can see, I'll zoom in here on the edit, but you can see we've got the back wall fitting nice. Go ahead and just do this one here. Get it nice and heavy. Fill that hole, but make sure you get to the metal underneath.
Okay. Ready?
Go ahead.
I missed.
Don't miss. Oh, it seems to be attached. Hand it over me, and I'll do this one over here.
Hold on.
Go ahead. You gotta hold it longer than that here. You gotta get good penetration, okay? Like that.
Which one?
Well, we got two now. Hold on. What we're gonna do is tack in the back wall. So let me go back there behind you. I'll push against that back wall. And
They're already touching though.
I know. I'm just gonna keep pressure on it. Just go ahead and tack right there. And then come over here. We'll do the same thing here. And then we'll go ahead and get these braces welded to the top of this box, okay?
Okay.
So let me come over there and push on it. Okay, you're going right there. Okay, go ahead. Nice, and get a good strong tack weld, like 3 seconds solid. Good, I saw it burn through here. Got red hot on this side. See where it's burning the paint?
Yeah.
Yep, it's a good tack.
Literally can't see what I'm doing.
Okay, stop.
Ah, it's in my helmet.
You did not actually fix that.
No, I didn't.
Burned a hole right through there.
No, that hole was there. That's the hole I'm trying to fix.
I know. Let me see it.
I can do it.
Don't weld it constantly.
Okay.
Squeeze and hold and let go. Squeeze and hold and let go. A little bit longer. Okay, we'll clean that up later. That's not great. You should
Well, there's not a hole anymore.
probably should have let me do that.
I can do it.
We'll worry about it later.
It's just you didn't
All
give
right,
enough time.
let me push right here in the back. This is where your seam is. Don't go right on top of that seam. Go out here and then go out here. Do 2 of them, just
Okay.
like that. I'm gonna mark them so you can see them with your lid on.
You just threw that through the bottom of the cab.
That happens. Let me have the gun. I'm gonna do one more right here. See how that got nice and evenly cherry red? And it didn't leave a big, like, ugly bubble there. And there's not as much slag. That should be what you're able to do all the way across there. All right. We got a little bit of a wave in the bottom of that floor. That's actually because this was torn in here and we've previously patched it. And even with this flat sheet metal here, it didn't get rid of that whole wave there. So we're gonna have to get something underneath to pick up on that while we plug weld all the way across there. And hopefully that's not too much tension on that metal pulling that back down, but that's what we're gonna do here. Well, as you can see, we got pretty good penetration all the way across the back there. And we've got the spot welds taken care of here. Floor's up nice and flush. Got about 2 or 3 inch stitches across there. Not the cleanest welds, to be fair, but that has more to do with the welder and the welding instructor than it does the welder. So we've got opportunity to clean some of that up before we put some seam sealer on there and paint this interior before we put the interior in. So now the good news here on this giveaway is you don't have to buy anything to be entered. Nothing at all. Every $5 you spend at crossthreadgarage.com just means Caitlin gets 75 cents to build her 41 Ford here. And that's because our margins are super cheap on our merchandise, which is also why it's not that expensive. So find your way over there today, support the channel by buying some merch, wear it, tell your grandma, tell your aunt, tell your friends about Crossthread Garage and Salvage and their opportunity to win an ArcCaptain welder.
Cheese. I want
Right.
to try the little crab one.
So thank you, and good luck on the giveaway.
Good night, everybody.